Well, it looks like Facebook is going to change the rules on their platform a bit, and we have to adjust as streamers. Today's video is 5 tips for the new Facebook. As always, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Look, streaming on this platform, I've been doing it for about a year and a half. I'm almost a partner, but even with that, it's not a certainty. This platform is full of inconsistencies. There are things that one moment we find out as streamers that we should be doing, and then within a week or two, all of a sudden, no, that's bad, and you shouldn't be doing that. There's no clear communication. There are various bits of information that we get as streamers that we pass along, and it's a lot of word of mouth. I can assure you that some of this stuff is real. Let's move on with the 5 tips that I have for you today. Tip number 1, do not start your stream with an intro. Do not have a long just chatting section in the beginning of your streams. Now, this one is frustrating, but there is a way to do it where you don't lose it altogether, because of course we want to engage with our community. We do want to talk to our chat as we start our stream. The little tricks that we can do to avoid any kind of flagging or getting in trouble from the big blue is simply bring people in, start talking as soon as you hit that live button. Do not worry about sharing out your stream. I talk about this all the time. A lot of streamers will share to a bunch of groups and share to their friends and family. Maybe share to a couple people, but mostly let the algorithm do its work, because sharing to the share groups doesn't get you any reach. You want to just do it organically through the algorithm because you have a game tagged, or because of your external social media. Like, the last time you need to be sharing it is while you're live. So skip that whole process. Just go live, start talking, and talk about what you're going to be doing. Acknowledge it for a few people that come in, and kind of make it short and sweet. I usually keep this section about a minute or two with each of my streams, and then as soon as I'm done streaming, I trim it out, because nobody wants to sit through that when they come across the VOD. That is also a huge part of my channel's success, and some of the videos I have actually gone semi-viral, over 500,000 views, simply because I trimmed out the intros and got right to something that was exciting. So keep that in mind in trimming your videos. I have videos on it. It's super easy. Tip number 2 is kind of an older one, but they're cracking down on it more. No engagement baiting in your description, in your title, and when you're live. Now, that is the weird one. Engagement baiting when you're live. So asking people, hey, can you like the stream? That really helps out, doing those kinds of things. I think what we should do as streamers, now this is just my opinion, is when you get a like or a reaction, really make a big deal out of it. Sell it. Thank them. Be like, hey man, I really appreciate that. Definitely helps out the stream a lot, because technically you're not asking for more. You just make sure you thank people as they come in. This is something that we've kind of done in the past anyway as streamers, so it's not that new. But you don't want to be flat out asking for heart bombs anymore and all that kind of stuff, because they're going to crack down on that. So that engagement push, they're starting to crack down on. They don't want people to be doing that. They just want it to naturally, organically happen. Now, I will say this. If you see the pros like Stone Mountain and some of the other bigger streamers still doing it, then we should do it, because they know something that we don't know. It might be Facebook saying, oh, don't do that, because they don't want to fix their problems that they have within their own algorithm. So pay attention to what they're doing and use them by example. I would think would be a safe bet. That's what I plan on doing. So that's just my honest approach to that, at least. Tip number 3. In your Creator Studio, you can set up a schedule, and you can have your schedule with detailed times and what game you plan on playing. You should plan out ahead your streams. You should have this very consistent, but now that you have an actual tool that you can set up and do, I don't know if you guys have done this before, you should start using it, because they are pushing streamers that are using that. And now when you go to a streamer's page, there's a countdown automatically on their page to when they're going to be live next, because they have that schedule. So it's definitely a huge helping tool. Try to get on a schedule if you guys want to take this seriously. If you're watching this video, I assume you want to get your channel to be better. You need a schedule. You need to follow it. Even if that means 3 days out of the week that you can guarantee you'll be there at a certain time and everything else is up in the air, then set up the schedule for those 3 days and then just go live when you can, whenever anyway. As long as those days are consistent, you'll still get people to return and be a viewer, because they know when you're going to be live, at least on the for sure. And then you don't have to worry about the notifications not going out to most of our followers. Tip number 4 is incredibly important for growing a page on Facebook Gaming. You absolutely have to do a lot of repeat gameplay. Find a mid-tier game that's got good traction and play it over and over and over. And I'm telling you, it feels like you're kind of selling a bit. As long as you can find something that you can tolerate and you can get through, And then if you're going to switch up gameplay, maybe once a week, change it up. But I wouldn't do it more than that, because all the traction that you're going to build will start bringing people in, and the people that are there that you see go into your other gameplays are going to be your true fans that'll stick through everything that you do. And then you'll start understanding your own communities a little bit better. One thing to watch out for are the biggest, most popular games when you look at the game list. Those are actually going to have so many streamers and so many viewers that like to stand out in that noise is going to be incredibly difficult. Some honorable mentions in the mid-tier category that I would suggest is like Resident Evil. Minecraft has always got a strong running community that doesn't age out. And the retro community. It's easy to stand out in all these areas. If you can bring some engagement, you will get some traction. I'm not saying to pick one of those 3 games. I'm just saying something like that. Kind of read the numbers and try to understand where they're at. You can always go through them on your list on your phone by going through gaming video, and you will find the list, especially on the gaming app. But you should be watching these numbers and paying attention to it if you're thinking about changing. All right, and now tip number 5. This is going to throw people off quite a bit, but I think there's an issue with not having custom alerts, having custom sound effects, having custom all this stuff. If you really want to take this seriously and you want to get to further down the line, if you're using like Streamlabs sound alerts or what is provided by our streaming softwares, you're probably fine. But if you've taken clips from movies, or if you've taken clips from songs or any kind of sound bites like that, you can get in trouble as far as copyright strikes go for having not original content, and people do get flagged for it, and they're always confused. Well, I didn't do anything. Oh, this is only this many seconds long. It doesn't matter. There's coding within these audible bytes. There's audio bytes? There's coding in the songs, okay? So if it gets flagged, they're picking up the coding. And it doesn't matter if you use a little snippet of it. If it happens to be at that point, you're going to get nailed for it anyway. So it's best to just try to do it safe and clean. Use the ones that are provided by streaming softwares, or come up with custom sound effects. Those are incredibly easy. Or I have a third pitch, and I'm sorry to do this on this video, but we are actually, Rad Music Studios is actually working on an alert pack that is going to be free to download. So now you can download these sample packs and put them onto your stream and upload them to Streamlabs and use them as a custom alert. And you don't have to worry about copyright strike, because none of this stuff is going to be simply copyright free stuff to download, which I don't think anybody's doing yet. We're changing our game over at Rad to bring more flexibility to the streamer. I am a streamer, and I work with Rad as far as writing and production. And I thought this was a great opportunity to change the gameplay, give you guys downloadable content. Now, it's not there yet, so keep checking rad-audio.com, and very soon you're going to see downloadable links for these audio packs, and you guys can pick and choose what you want on your streams if you want to customize it that way. Otherwise, use whatever you can get your hands on. Just keep it custom, and you should be better off. Look, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you can do me a huge favor and smash that like button. I know it's engagement baiting, but it actually helps on YouTube, and they're not telling us not to do that. So hit the like, subscribe up if you like the content. If you want to see more, that way you'll get notified on my next videos. I have weekly content every week on this channel. So subscribe up. All this content is built around my own stream and experiences, and this is something that last week we got a taste of. So if you watched the previous video, you're going to see me talk about Shakhtar's experience through the whole getting flagged for having a just chatting section. And then I got more information that even came through from another YouTube content creator for Facebook Gaming. So it's funny how this is all intertwined and connected, but things are changing on Facebook, and I will try to keep you updated as I learn more concrete things that are happening. But if we're going to prepare, I think these steps are really kind of going to be a good choice to at least get us started and get us on a safe track, so we don't have to worry about problems down the road. And it doesn't really take away too many freedoms, because you know what? Just do your just chatting section at the end, and if you don't get flagged for it, I doubt you would at your end anyway. I mean, I've literally played guitar for like 20 minutes at the end of my streams. I've never gotten anything out of it as far as being in trouble. So, all right, that was all over the place today, but we'll see you next week.